All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much, Julian. I aim to. Got about 154 on here, so we're going to get started. Any questions that you guys have, please throw them up in the chat. And today, tell me today if you've been on a webinar or any kind of training that I've done before. Put it on, put yes, I have if you have been on a training I've done before. Put no, I haven't if you have not. Great. All right. 160 something. Great. All right, guys. So today what I'm going to go over is just kind of some outlook for this AEP, what we're looking at, just some macro stuff. So some of the surveys that we've done today, I just wanted to share this with you. 84.3% have a positive outlook on our industry. This is self-reported from the agents. 5.8% cautiously optimistic, 5.4% concerned, 4.5% neutral. Okay, I was talking to Jared Strock yesterday, trying to get a little bit of data from you guys. He says that it's estimated based on confirmed exits on plans and rumored exits on plans that about 750,000 to 1 million people will lose access to their Medicare Advantage plan. Now, it is probable that the majority of those will go to another Medicare Advantage plan. So it's not necessarily a reduction in overall Medicare Advantage penetration. It is just that many people will lose the one that they're on involuntarily. 750K is the low estimate. He says it will be higher. 200,000 to 500,000 losing PDP. Still a lot more room to pick up information on that, but we do know, like from what Aetna is showcasing, that it should be quite a few losing the PDP. Now, this is, going to have a big impact on this AEP. However, the perception of the Medicare beneficiary or prospect is trailing behind the perception of the agent. You guys are all running around with your hair on fire. They're going to get their annual notice of change. Some of them are going to freak out. Some of them aren't. It is going to amplify the effectiveness. What I was saying was, who are you? So we got to figure out who you are. Are you a brand new agent? I saw somebody that said they're a brand new agent and they're really worried about this year's Part D Inflation Reduction Act chaos and the fact that some drug plans might not be commissionable in the future. The funny thing is, if you're a new agent, this is the only opportunity for you because you don't have to worry about retention. Chaos is opportunity when you don't have a book of business to worry about. Okay, it's only opportunity. So if you're a brand new agent, this is 100% opportunity driven. Now, next, if you're an experienced agent, what size is your book? Zero, I put up here like 0 to 5,000. The bigger book you have, the more of an issue this is going to be for you, especially if you're heavy med sup with Part D. Or if your geolocation, your geography is putting you in an area where you're overly exposed to some kind of non-commissionable move or a plan exodus. I'll give you an example. Most of you know Blue Cross of Kansas City is pulling out. There's like 32,000 people on Blue Cross of Kansas City Medicare Advantage plans. And so if you have like an 80% Blue Cross of Kansas City book, this is a big problem for you, right? And I know a guy like that. So big problem for them. Staff size is also an issue. So staff size is also going to be an issue. If you have a book of 1,000, but you have no team, and your book is heavy WellCare PDP, which is supposedly going non-commissionable on all their PDPs, then you have an issue of, do I move these people or do I go after new business? Do I look at this as an opportunity to pitch Medicare Advantage? Do I look at it as an opportunity to get them on the phone, try to get them to a commissionable drug plan, rewrite their med sup, and cross-sell a product? Potentially. So you have decisions to make. And the answers are there's not necessarily a right or wrong answer. I just have to kind of do some math and figure out what I think is the most profitable way to help my clients, right? Help my clients without hurting my business, because you all are business owners. You're not running a charity, so you can't sit here and tell me that I'm going to do whatever's best for my client. Well, absolutely, you're going to do whatever's best for your client, but your client can't be someone that you aren't able to make any money off of, or it's not a client. Then you're a charity. So what I'm saying is we're going to try to spend our time working with people that we can both help and that bring revenue to the business, okay? So if not, then you guys feel free to go and write 50-cent WellCare drug plans all day for no commission. All right. So with the WellCare being on current clients, so just some contextual stuff there. The report right now is that WellCare is not going to pay renewals or new business commission. So they're going to clean house on all your renewals. That's what we're hearing. I'm sure, and if you have a local market manager that tells you that's not the case, they don't really know shit. So don't worry about local market manager. If you're a local market manager that's on here, some of you guys are very helpful. We appreciate all that you do, but the top just doesn't tell you guys anything. So your information is not very good. Normally I find it out before y'all do. Aetna is shifting to one PDP. What they're saying is they will pay commission on the old PDPs, but a lot of them are going to be gone and they have to change to the other PDP or a different PDP with a different carrier. And so as such, they're really not going to pay any renewals anyway, unless they were already on that one PDP that they have. Okay, so right now, Humana and United Healthcare haven't really put out any specific information. And so I don't want to tell you guys that I know exactly how all those commissions are going to work, because it seems like it changes all the time. Cigna had put out something that says that they were going to pay. Then they said, wait a minute, we're going to see. We don't know yet. So we'll see if the drug plan market is viable at all. It could be that there's a couple of carriers that are paying commission on them, and all of us are looking to scramble to move them there. But what I would suggest is that we start looking at how can we spend our time with clients who are prospects for products that actually fuel our business. Even before, PDPs did not fuel our business, but we do want to make sure that we're so now if a PDP is attached to a MedSup, this is a completely different scenario. But if you just go after new business PDPs, it might be a problem for you. Now, if you're a brand new agent, let's go back to that. Who are you? If you're a brand new agent, if I was a brand new agent and I know everything I know now, I would run drug plan ads all day long. And I'd get in front of them and try to steal those MedSups, write MA, look at all that opportunity. Now, what we plan on doing is having a couple of different strategies here. So on the retention side, we'll augment our newsletter depending on what plans they have. Right now, we know that all the well-cared PDPs that we have on there, we're very likely to take well-cared PDPs that are attached to MedSups that are more than 2 years old and run a newsletter specific to those to invite them to meetings right here in our office or virtual meetings for our clients that are further away. We're going to set up virtual meeting and then physical meeting after virtual meeting after physical meeting, and be there to educate them on the process and then tell them that after that, if they'd like to, they can go set up a meeting. Now, when they set up that meeting, then we will be aimed at rewriting the MedSup and cross-selling or rewriting Medicare Advantage plan. But we don't want to go after tons and tons and tons of PDP reviews. So what we're not going to do is take anybody that's on a we're augment this list based on the most likely to need to change drug plans. Because of some of the new information that's coming out on the voluntary subsidy on the front end of drug plan premiums, we don't really estimate that these drug plan premiums are going to go up as much as we thought they were before, because now the CMS is going to subsidize that drug plan premium. So if they're subsidizing that drug plan premium, which we'll still see soon, then we're not going to go and attack a bunch of those existing drug plans if the premium's not going to go up a lot. So we're going to augment that list based on which drug plans are going to be a problem for us, which MA plans are going to be a problem for us, and then we're going to basically try to use this madness as a way to rewrite and get referrals and use what we call power-based reactivation to get referrals. So we're actually lowering our marketing budget for new business this year and going after a culling of existing business and referrals and creating that word of mouth. On the new business side, we're going to continue to have the meetings we're talking about, but not just inviting clients to them, virtual and in person, multiple days a week. We're going to have all these meetings where we're going after them on Facebook and probably some direct mail, especially the newsletters. We may even take our augmented newsletter and take a version of it and send it to people that aren't our client at all. Just kind of a general version that's not specific to the plan type that we see in our CRM. And we're going to use that to create these meetings. Now, you guys don't have to do everything the way we do. It's all going to depend on who you are. If you have 100 clients right now, and you're sitting there trying to hang on to those 100 clients, I wouldn't worry about that. I'd be looking at the opportunity. We have tens of thousands of clients that we're trying to make sure that we retain and hold on to while still getting new business. I'm also under a different kind of variable goal with our AmeriLife partnership. We're under this goal to make sure that we increase our net revenue. Well, increasing your net revenue might not be the same as the long-term business solution of going out and grabbing new business. So just think about that. Who are you guys? If you guys have put kind of, if you have between 0 and 500 clients, write 0 to 500 in the chat. 0-500. If you have 1,000, if you have 500 to 1,000, put 500 to 1,000. If you have 1,000 plus, put 1,000 plus. All right. So still a lot of, still some 1,000 plus in there, still some 0 to 500, a lot of 500 to 1,000. So it sounds like we got some people that are going to have some issues with the retention side. And you have to decide this year what you think is best for your business. So we are going to take a heavy retention focus in pre-AEP and early AEP, and then see how that rounds out. And then throughout that thing, we're going to have lead ads that we're ready to turn on and off or throttle up and down to make up the difference. We actually have 6 new agents starting next week. Well, 1 started this week, 6 new ones start next week. So we're getting a basis of additional agents to help with that. So anyway, so let's look at a couple of things. One of the big opportunities that we see people missing out on is that when these things are happening, you're looking for, oh my gosh, I got to rewrite all these PDPs. Some of them are going to go non-commissionable. I'm losing commission on the renewal side, or I have a lot of MA plans that are going to leave the market where I'm at, and you're trying to figure out how to wrangle all that. And so what we've noticed is that nobody's cross-selling. Good news is we do have this new Heartland National Cancer Policy. A lot of cancer policies out there: Bankers Fidelity, Aetna, Mutual of Omaha. But we do a lot in the drug plan rewrite market of finding people who I can cross-sell a cancer policy. And when you're looking at, 70, 80, 90%, 100% on first-year commission now on cancer policies, you're able to look at those situations. And remember, since it's a health product in the same consultation of drug plan, I can present the cancer policy, and that cancer policy can be a lot of additional revenue for you and has a decent renewal on the back end as well. And so just wanted to bring this up. Heartland National's new cancer policy that launches August 12th. It's already approved in like 11 states. It'll be in 36 states. Has the recurrence benefit built in, not a rider that you have to add that charges more, built into the base benefit. Lowest premiums on the market. Has the return of premium rider, which is pretty awesome. You can choose at death or in 20 years. And that return of premium rider makes the premium cost more, but they get all their premiums back. Okay, $5,000 to $75,000 benefits. Has a benefit builder option. So in that thing, you can select the benefit builder rider, and basically every year they have it, $1,000 gets added to that benefit. So they could choose a $20,000 benefit, but if they add that rider, that every year they had it, it goes up to, say 20 years in, now it's a $40,000 benefit. It is sold on the individual plus spouse or family rates. It has a heart attack and stroke portion, and you can do the heart attack and stroke as a standalone policy. And that benefit is the youngest spouse. If you do an individual and spouse, then you can do it based on the youngest spouse premium. This is Heartland National is the name of the carrier. We write a lot of their hospital indemnity coverage right now. We were there 1/3 of their hospital indemnity coverage in the last couple of years. So we write a ton with these guys. Great company. Really bend over backwards for us. No tobacco rating, so that whether use tobacco or don't use tobacco, they get the same preferred rates. Guaranteed renewable. Highest compensation on the cancer product in the industry right now. And anyway, great way for you guys. If you want to contract with them, best thing to do is go to email us at contracting@BobbyBrockInsurance.com. That's contracting@BobbyBrockInsurance.com. This is a great way. This is a year like no other. We sell a ton of cancer insurance when we're doing these consultations. So easy to talk about the drugs. So as these drug plans condense, so a lot of people are saying, hey, I'm turning 65 or I'm 65 plus, I'm getting a drug plan. Now I have a $2,000 maximum out of pocket on the drugs. Why would I get a cancer policy? What's for the non-medical, It's for the shrinking drug formulary where now there might be drugs that aren't even covered in their formulary. So a lot of people think this is better. We don't think the Inflation Reduction impact is going to be better. It might help 1 or 2 or 3 people here and there. It's going to hurt more than it helps, in our opinion, because these drug companies are going to be forced to make their formulary skinny over time. There's no way, if the government regulates them too much, they'll just pull the drug plans off the shelf. So the fact that they still exist means they're finding ways to pull that out. So I believe we can't sell. Yeah, can't sell cancer policies in California. I don't know about California, but if you're not in California, this one won't be in California anyway. It'll be in 36 other states. Most of the people's states it'll be in. But this one right here is the one that will be positioning quite a bit. Let's see how you do while they're still 64. Yeah, you can do the SureBridge. You got to be careful writing those ones under 64 or under 65. Some of them aren't guaranteed renewable past 65, but if there's one that you can write that's guaranteed renewable by 65, that'd be an option for California. So this one here is guaranteed renewable past that for life, as long as they pay the premium. All right. Yes. So email Jacob. You can put it in the chat to email contracting@BobbyBrockInsurance.com. We can get you guys contract, all that kind of stuff. So let's go back to another principle. So like we were saying before, who are we? Most of you guys, I could tell, are not brand new, but if you are brand new, this is an amazing opportunity. If I was brand new right now, I would be running a chaos. Now, I'm not saying FTC, fear mongering, but if you run a drug plan that says this year the Biden administration recently passed the Inflation Reduction Act, and it is going to impact your drug coverage. If you start with that, you're going to get people. It's an election year. You're going to get people talking about it. So that would be a great way to grab attention on a video, Facebook ad, and getting inbound calls, getting them to fill out forms, whatever you need to do to get them talking to you, because there's going to be a ton of traction available on this. If you don't do any marketing, most people are not going to call you for this. It's not going to be, they're not just going to call you for no reason. Okay. Your clients now, if you've trained your clients to call you every year, they are still going to call you, but it's not going to be because of this. It's just going to be because that you've sent them something every year, telling them to shop their drug plan every year. And behind the agency, I always tell everybody stop doing that, because we're not trying every year to get every single person to call us. That's why we're going to augment the newsletter. Do you really want every single person in your book to call you? If you're under 500 clients and you do that every year, you're making it very difficult to grow past that. It is not cost effective once you start having to hire staff and build yourself out of being that slave that sits there and does 400 or 500 drug plan reviews yourself every year. It's more and more difficult. Okay. Another thing we can do is you could use some of the softwares out there like Retire Flow. You could, build out something yourself to train people how to use your Pearl and shop their drug plan. But I just think that we're missing out on a tremendous amount of opportunity to use the drug plan to get on the phone. Most of you probably biggest problem is not having enough staff to capitalize on this. Marketing ideas for a new birthday rule state with AEP. I'd love to elaborate on that, Rick. I haven't really thought about it much. If you're talking about a new state that has new birthday rule, that always presents an opportunity. But typically, there's so many states that aren't birthday rule that are easier for me to do business in. I tend to focus on those that pay higher commissions. But you can go ahead and talk about it. So Kentucky has new birthday rule. Definitely an opportunity. But look, guys, I've had some people write me about new opportunities this year, like where's a service area reduction? Somebody was writing me, said, where are the SARs this year, the service area reductions? But the opportunity is everywhere right now. This is the drug plan impact is national. The MA impact might be regional more than national. It might depend on the exact area, because they're going to reduce some of their plans that are in areas that are costing them the most, but they're going to pile on just as many in other areas. So I wouldn't say that you have to go for any kind of crazy specific area. What did I just do there? Click the wrong button. Okay. So can you go back to the first whiteboard, please? You talking about this one over here? Wait, no. You're talking about these stats here. Yeah, pretty simple stats, positive. Now, as far as the impact or the state of the industry right now, I believe it's all still just as positive, not more positive than ever. So there's still 10,000 people turning 65 a day. Nothing is happening right now that's making anything not viable. Most people are not building their businesses on drug plans. It is also very possible that some of this, I don't think a Trump administration is going to come in and remove the cap of $2,000 on drug plans because of the optics and the marketing against that. I don't think that'll happen. So basically, that drug plan opportunity might be nil. It might grow. The government might try to force them to pay commissions on them. I don't know. That would probably reduce more and more of the plan options and availability. It's even possible that as time goes on, less and less people will choose drug plans, or that some sort of alternative solution that's commissionable might come along. So I wouldn't worry about the drug plan that much. I would use it to market and just grow how many people we need to enroll and help to offset the small amount of drug plan work. And then also stop baiting your people in to change their drug plan every year. All right, so let's look at a couple of these questions here. So guys, write questions here because I'm going to start going through them. Let's see, Kyle, you're going to start ads the end of this month or next? So we will not start ads for this and start sending out newsletters until September. So we've worked on some copy, but we're waiting on until we get the exact information we need to create the augmented newsletter. And the rebid deadline, I believe, is August 13th or 14th. So we should see by the end of August all the plan finite details that are out there. And that'll let us know exactly where and who we want to target. Now, let's see, next question. What about selling short-term care or home health plans during appointments? Thinking adding along with HI, can we do that? Yes, and actually Heartland National has a great home health care plan with the hospital indemnity, so a lot of people are pairing that. There have been other home health care plans out there. Aetna has a home health care plan. There's also the recovery care plan, was more like a short-term care plan. But the Heartland National one's been really good. It does have one of those drug benefits that could be used right now to help with potentially some higher drug copays on the forefront. What do we mean by power-based reactivation? Your power base is all the customers that have already trusted you. By going back and helping all of them every now and then, and I don't mean every year rewriting everybody. For us, this is a power base year. We haven't been going out and marketing heavily to our book the last few years. This year we intend to, dropping our marketing budget, increasing our margins, but really asking for referrals, the uncomfortable referral ask. Power base reactivation is reactivating the power base, our group of core clients. I didn't come up with that term. That's what we call it. I can't remember where it came from originally. Pretty sure that short-term care isn't on SO anymore. It's a good idea though. So a product does not have to be on the scope of appointment to be able to write it. It doesn't have to be, because the rule does not prohibit short-term care. It also doesn't prohibit cancer policies, dental policies, or hospital indemnity policies. You do not have to have it. In fact, many carriers' scope of appointments only have MedSup, Medicare Advantage. Just because it's not on the scope of appointment doesn't mean you can't present it. It's not a life or annuity product. It's a health product, so you can present it. All right, John Stack, Brandon, yes, the rule is as long as it's a health product. Exactly, there we go. What will you include in an augmented newsletter? So the newsletter, I can send copies of these newsletters as we get them written. But basically, depending on the reaction that we want them to have, if we believe that the plan that they're in is not going to change much, then we want to send them a newsletter that says, most people don't have to shop their drug plan every year because there's marginal impact. The one that you're in, we believe, shouldn't be a huge impact. However, only you know your current drug changes. So review your annual notice of change. And if you need us to help you, let us know. That is going to be the most passive newsletter vernacular we send. So that's going to be the most passive. The most active would be the majority of the people in the plan that you're in this year need to schedule an appointment. So that would be kind of the most active, and there would be people in the middle of that. Let's see, do you have a PowerPoint on the impact? I'm not sure what you mean there. Annual notice of change meetings to retain MAPD book of business. Yes, you can do annual notice of change meetings to retain. I would just, as you have to look at that. Like if my book is, overwhelmingly not impacted, or there's not a lot of solutions for them, I might passively say most people don't need in your plan, are happy, but if you need help, let us know. Here are some meetings if you'd like to attend one. I'll just make sure that you have, that's why we want to do augmented, because not everybody's in the same situation, just like not all agents are in the same situation. So I would like to really be able to. I don't want to have to send 20,000 newsletters that scare the shit out of everybody when maybe 15,000 of them are just fine where they're at. So that's my thought. Can I ask, what do you mean by augmented? Augmented just means separate options. So like augmented means I'm going to take my WellCare PDPs and send this newsletter. It's not going to be drastically different information. Like we're not going to give different hard facts. It's just that the language would be passive versus active to the people that we want to act versus the people that we want to not freak out. Let's see. What about running a breaking news advertisement talking about raising PDP premiums and how it might time to shop your supplement today? I wouldn't even talk about the supplement because they might see through that. But if you are not huge right now and you're trying to grow, I'd absolutely think that running a scary, sort of scary drug plan ad would be effective. What type of marketing do you have to wait until 10/1? Well, you have to wait until 10/1 before it hits them, and that's only when you're going over the exact benefits of the plan. So if you're just generally marketing, you don't have to do that. Let's see. Like if you're talking about the impact of the Inflation Reduction Act, that is not specific benefits. What type of social media content would you recommend? I would recommend video ads that are explaining this stuff before they ever ask for anything. Video ads talking about the Inflation Reduction Act that gets their attention right out of the gate. It's a political year. The Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration, that's going to poll well. You know, if you're in an extremely liberal area, maybe you go with a different thing. If you're in the Civil War South or the Midwest or rural states, if you say the Biden-Harris administration is it has severely impacted the Medicare drug plan program with the Inflation Reduction Act, here's what you need to know. And then you just go in and talk about it, and then you have a call to action. Newsletter for inspiration. What would you send out? News, new expansion counties near you. Virginia, you can see my YouTube edited presentation on that. Alexis has a YouTube video. It's probably good to watch, guys. David, you mentioned have a group meeting. Will it be an education? We only do educational meetings. However, gray area. If I do an educational meeting in my office and afterwards they wanted to schedule an appointment, I guess technically they're a walk-in. I don't know. You tell me. Let's see. IRA is law, so you can speak on this now. Exactly. Brian Penner, do you have a hard time getting those ads approved? Ad approval, not something I'm going to talk about today, Brian. Not something I'm going to talk about. If you try to go get ads approved, you're going to have a hard time getting any ad approved. So I could see somebody suing over that process, to be honest, because it's bullshit. Will your new agents you hire be more focused on current client reviews or new business? Well, in the future, new business. However, we plan on having a lot of client reviews, so we'll see. So it's a little bit hypocritical almost for me, because typically I tell people to quit chasing after their book, but this is a year where I think there's a lot of opportunity. But again, if you're not worried about net revenue increasing as much this year and you want to go after new business, you know, for me, dropping the marketing budget a little bit, going after new business, reactivating everything actually has a positive impact on our business plan. For some of you, I could see going after 100% new business and trying your best not to get bothered by the existing clientele and just dealing with the ones that are actively reaching out. There's some businesses that I would even encourage to not send a newsletter at all. So anyway, tons of opportunity here. Lots and lots of opportunity, guys. So one thing I wanted you guys to know about is we dive a lot more into the weeds. Who's been to Behind the Agency that's on here? I know a few of you have been to Behind the Agency. If you've been to it, put BTA in the chat. If you've been, thank you so much for coming. If you loved it, we get way more granular in information here. We go over comp from A to Z. We talk about it all the way up. Everybody will know every detail that your FMO won't tell you. September 19th and 20th, we have a Behind the Agency. There should still be some availability. I may get yelled at for that later, but still maybe some availability of the September 19th and 20th one. We do have another one in January 16th and 17th. If you want to come to cold Mississippi, that'll be January 16th and 17th. No, it's lovely, I promise. January 30th and 31st, we have an agent boot camp. This is going to be aimed at some of you guys on here that may be newer or off the ground or think that they'll use terms like, I'm not an agency yet. Well, you don't necessarily have to be an agency to come behind the agency. You might just be getting ahead of what it's like to start and build a team. You could just be a strong independent agent and looking to build off of that. So if that is you, you could come to Agent Bootcamp, where we're going to focus more on the nitty-gritty details of Medicare and how we sell it. We're going to focus on phone sales, scripting, scope of appointment, probably talk a little bit about being compliant in those sales calls. If you have team members that you're wanting to train and you've gotten to the point where it's bogging you down to train them, send them to us. We'll train them. Let us know if you're worried that we're going to recruit them away from you. Then let us know. We can make sure that we work out something. We're not going to recruit them away from you. If you're sending them to us and trusting us with them, just let us know. We can work it out. So there's a link in here to the boot camp, that store.justinbrock.com one. That one's going to be great. We'd love to fill that one up. We will try our best to do it here. If we get more than 40, we'll probably move it to somewhere close. But all of this will be in Tupelo. Okay. All this will be in Tupelo. I know that somebody's like, oh, go to Nashville, go to Atlanta. Training is better here. If these people that have been to BTA have all come to Tupelo, it's just better here. We have more resources here. We have our entire team here. We can show you processes here. You can get a vibe of what the culture's like here, all that kind of stuff. Yes, David put a good Kaiser Family Foundation link in there that's explaining the Inflation Reduction Act. If you are in Medicare in mid-August and you don't know what the Inflation Reduction Act impact on Part D is, I don't know what you're doing. But there it is. If you expect me to explain the Inflation Reduction Act, it's pretty simple. It's going to put a $2,000 cap on there. They're reallocating the structure of the drug plan. That's going to crunch the drug plans a lot. And then randomly, last minute, they said, oh, never fear, we're going to subsidize the premium on the front end if you want us to, right before bid deadline. So we don't know exactly how those drug plan premiums are going to come out. CMS is reporting they haven't gone up all that much. So just check it out, and you can check that link out and see. It's complex as hell, to be honest, but it's simple at the same time. It's positively impacting the drug plan for the people who fit in the formulary who were having catastrophic out of cost on drugs. Everyone else is screwed from it, pretty much. And that's how you can talk to your clients too, if you want to. Zach Devon tried it one time. He said, you're pretty much screwed. And this lady got really offended, and her husband called and yelled at him. So maybe don't say that, but know in your head, 96%, yes, Alexis, are screwed, 4% benefit. Exactly. All right. We also have a 45 and 45 challenge. So this is a 45 days free. If you're not on GoGuru, you use this challenge. We're going to put the link in the chat. This will be, you can get it right now for 45 days for free. And in 45 days, it takes about 2 weeks to get you set up and running A2P certified on there, but you'll be in there for free, no fees to us. And our aim is to get you 45 5-star reviews in 45 days. And it's the challenge. Take it with us. We'll help you. If you don't want it after that, then you can walk away with the reviews for free. So check it out in the link that Jacob is going to put in the chat right now. There it is. Look at that. Boom. It's that go.goguru.pro/45 days -45 reviews. So check that out. Get set up. Get going. I mean, heaven forbid we give you 45 reviews for free and then you go back to using your shitty CRM or Excel spreadsheet. Our aim, transparently, is to get you in. You'd be like, why the hell am I not using GoGuru? This other plan I use sucks. Because it does, probably. All right. Get in there, guys. Are you thinking about Retire Flow? If you guys want to try Retire Flow, you can go to Retire Flow's website. We just put out a YouTube video on it. And in that YouTube video, we talk about how Retire Flow is a great software for most of our small to mid-size agency partners, our individual agents. You can rebuild some of that stuff in GoGuru if you want to, but the way he has built that, it's very clean. The way it pre-populates prescriptions, it makes it dummy-proof. There are some parts of it that we haven't went in and rebuilt, and we're not going to, because honestly, we like Dalton and we see that he's going to build a lot more high-quality surveys, and we just prefer to partner with a guy like him. Super guy, super software. Anybody that tells you it's just a survey, well, Bird Eye charges like $500 a month for a review software that I'm giving to you for 45 days for free. See you at the Agent Boot Camp. See you at the Behind the Agency in September and January. See you on the 45-day challenge. If you want to know if you're already in Go Guru and you can take advantage of the 45-day challenge, hit up our Go Guru team. Go in there and submit. You can email us at info@goguru.university if that's the case. The deal is you should already be taking advantage of that. We can help build that out for you if you're already in Go Guru. So let us know.